So the iPhone XR was released in 2018, but is it still worth it in 2021? Let's find out. So the first and one of the most important things to check out on a phone is the camera. And the iPhone XR comes with a really capable 12 megapixel camera that's got an f1.8 aperture lens, which means it's great in low light and just all in general a great all-rounder. Let's have a look at some photo and film examples. What this iPhone can do with a single 12 megapixel camera is pretty fantastic. This first photo, you've got those big landscapes, you see all the colours in the cloud and in the flowers in the front. Move to that 5x digital zoom on the monument and you capture loads of details. You can clearly see the England flag in the background and some of the graffiti on the skate park. The next photo shows off some really true to life colours in that life ring, and the van is actually moving in the background, so it's got great autofocus as well. And the final photo just shows what it can do without a macro lens. This is all just its normal lens. It's a really nice close-up shot of this flower with some great colours in it. So this is a video of the sea with the voice recording. As you can see, the image is fantastic, and the sound that I'm recording isn't great because it's quite windy around here, but it's still pretty good, it's passable. This iPhone also comes with a fairly decent 7 megapixel camera on the front, which does all your FaceTime and your face unlock as well, and it's pretty good for selfies too. So the thing you look at most on your phone is the screen. So let's have a look at the iPhone XR screen. It's a 6.1 inch liquid retina display with a pixels per inch density of 326, which means it packs loads of pixels in the screen, so it's nice and detailed. The only downside is that nowadays it's an IPS display, where most displays have gone OLED, so the blacks aren't quite as deep and the whites aren't quite as rich as something that you might buy today. But it still holds up pretty well. It still looks pretty good. It goes nice and bright, about 625 nits, so you can see it in direct sunlight and you can use it quite well when you're on the go on a day. It's quite overcast, as you can see, but even on a sunny day it looks pretty good. So now I want to talk about processors, and in particular how we look at and test processors to see how fast they are. In particular, there's a service called Geekbench which does two main tests that I'm really worried about: a single core test and a multi-core test. The reason they're split into two is that a single core of your processor on your phone will do simple stuff like making a phone call, sending a text, scrolling through menus, stuff that's not particularly power intensive, and your multi-cores of your processor will do the more intensive stuff like gaming, streaming videos, editing videos, all that sort of stuff. And in particular, there are two that I want to look at: the iPhone XR's A12 Bionic processor, and surprisingly the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra's Exynos 990 processor. You may think the Note 20 completely outmatches the iPhone XR, but you'll be surprised, and here's why. Here we've got the iPhone XR with the A12 Bionic processor, and the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra with the Exynos 990 processor. In the single core test, the A12 Bionic scored 1118 and the Exynos scored 770. In the multi-core test, the A12 scored 2764 and the Exynos 990 surprisingly scored lower at 2645. So surprisingly, it's the iPhone XR that actually comes out on top of both the single core and the multi-core tests over the Note 20 Ultra, which is really surprising, but just goes to show how powerful that A12 Bionic processor is in the iPhone XR. So back to the all-important question, is the iPhone XR worth it in 2021? And my answer is, yeah. For the price point, it's about £400. It's got a great looking screen, it's got fantastically capable cameras, comes with great battery life, and yeah, it ticks all the right boxes. I'd say if you're looking for an iPhone, this is definitely a real contender. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and send it to a friend if you think it's going to be useful for them if they're making a decision to buy a phone. Cheers guys, see you next time, bye.